Look at this. We have had some really good tides over the last few days and they have produced. So if you want to see how we got that beautiful lobster, then follow along. And while you're there, why don't you think of subscribing? And then you can watch more of this content whenever you like. Lovely little furrowed crab. So you can see it's a furrowed crab. There's some really key distinct features for these. So the reason why it's called a furrowed crab is if you look at the shell, it's got furrows in it. It's a really nice patterned shell with furrows in it. So furrowed crab. These ones have black tips, claws, quite a big giveaway, and massive claws for their body size. And they're also quite aggressive for their size as well. Not one for eating, but a lovely crab nevertheless. So we'll just pop him back. Go on, mate, in you go. See you later. Here we are. We have our favourite little man here. A male brown edible crab, only a small one, but again, he's been fighting. It's quite windy. He's been fighting. He's only got the one claw there, but he will regrow it, so he's just going to be a little bit at a disadvantage for a while, but he'll survive. See you later, mate. Lovely green snake lox anemone. My favourite anemone. Oh, fish. There you go, look, we've got a little tiny male brown crab. The fish went under there somewhere. That was just a blenny. What we've got here, there goes another male brown crab. Off he goes. Don't hang about. Big broad claw there. Show you that one. There you go. He's gonna nip me. There you go. Another little furrowed crab. I'll leave him there though. Sorry, mate. Go back in there. Oh, he's protecting her. Yeah, did you see that? Look. He was on the job, as it were. Oh, I spied sticking out of here, look. Look at that. How cool. Common starfish. I love starfish. They amazing how they eat. They push their stomach out of their mouth. So their stomach comes out of their mouth. It goes over with food, digests all the food while it's out of their mouth, and they pull it back in. So they essentially vomit their stomach up to eat their dinner. Yeah, brilliant. I'll pop him back. Yeah, pop him back. Got some beady-eyed seagulls watching, so. There is a congreal in here. I'm going to see if I can show you with the camera. You see it? Did he not? I'm going to try and get this out. He wins that one. 1-0 congreal.
The next day.
Check this out. That is what we're working with today. Water clarity is really good. You can see all those snake lox anemones down there. We have perfect conditions for a forage today. We're on the cusp of a full moon, so we've got a super low spring tide. The sun's out, so we've got high pressure, so that's pushing the water down just that little bit more. We don't have any onshore wind, so it's not pushing the water towards us. So yeah, this is probably about perfect, really. So I'm really hopeful we're going to find some amazing creatures today, so stick with us and let's see what we can find. The water clarity is so good. Look at that. absolutely amazing. It's going to be time to don the wetsuit and get in and do some underwater foraging soon. Love that season. We found the teeniest of scallop. A beautiful little broad-clawed porcelain crab. You can see why it's called a broad-clawed porcelain crab. Look how broad his claws are. Sand patches like that there, that one there. This here is like all rocks been kicked out, like that one. All the rocks been kicked out and there's a hole. There will be something in there, or recently been something in there. In that one there, I don't know if you can see, but there is a crab. That's only got a small little bit of dirt kicked out. That has got a lot of dirt kicked out, but because of the rock, he's gone in that way and I won't be able to get the angle, so there'll be something fairly large in there. So we're on the right tracks. So you want to be looking out for sand that's been kicked out, shells outside where it's had a feast, chuck the shells out, any sign of sort of it being lived in really. Bit of rough terrain coming up, but push through. Never seen a white anemone like that before. Lots and lots of grey ones. It's these snake locks, but a white one. Just seen a lobster getting under this shelf here. Whoa! An absolute beast. Oh, he nearly had me. Nearly had me. Look at that. Look at that. Well worth getting a wet net. Okay, apologies for the loss of sound here, but this is the bit where I checked it was legal. So we have to measure from the back of the eye socket to the end of the carapace, and it needs to be 90mm. This one was a male. It was around 110 mils, so we're absolutely fine. You can tell it's a male because of the narrower tail and 2 hard smorets underneath. Bigger claws as well, and no eggs to worry about. So apologies for that, but we'll go into more detail next time. You are coming home with me, buddy. It's my son's 7th birthday today, so he will be part of the celebration this evening. Bonus. What a fantastic lobster we've got here, hey? Have you ever found one like that? I'm interested to know, because, I mean, they're very few and far between. Also, if you found it, would you have brought it with you or left it? There's quite a few people that just leave them, and to be fair, I leave them as well sometimes, but we're keeping this one today. So yeah, let me know what you'd do, what you think, and if you've caught one before. And we're going to go home, and if you want to see how I cook it, then keep watching and you'll find out. In order to make the gratin, we need some heavily salted boiling water, and when I mean boiling, I mean a rolling boil, like so. Pop the lobster in, lid on, and you want to bring that up to the rolling boil again. When it's at rolling boil, you need to leave it for a further 3 minutes. Take it out and plunge it straight into cold water. Add some shallots and butter to a pan and some flour, because you're going to make a roux now. I've used wholemeal flour purely because I didn't have any normal white or self-raising. I always finish mine with cream there, as you can see, because it's nice and rich. Add a couple of dollops of Dijon. Give that a good stir. You're looking for this consistency here. See that? So it just parts and closes again. And lobster, best way to crack these without getting it absolutely everywhere. Chuck a towel over it and just hit the back of it. I've used the back of an axe here, but you can use other implements. And it comes out really easy like that. And the tail, twist And some people actually try to press down on it and you can risk cutting yourself, or I don't know, I just don't get it. So snap the back of the tail off here like that. Yeah, and then there's a hole in there. You just want to push in there. It does come out straight away, look, really easily. Anyway, chop it up, bit of butter. You're just heating that through really. Add the sauce, pop it into a nice dish, and then top it with the Gruyere cheese. Plate, serve, boom. Thanks for watching.